G'day! In today's video I'm opening up a HP 14-BW021AU, and these ones are very underpowered and disappointing. They came out with a dual core AMD processor from the early mid 2010s, I think it was. A dual core processor, an AMD E2, which is just terrible. Come out with 4 gig of RAM and 64 gig of storage, eMMC storage, so non-upgradable stuff. I'm hoping that I can open this up and find out that that has still got a SATA slot in it. If it does, I'll be putting an SSD in there, cloning it to that purely for the extra space. So right now with the eMMC, basically that is not upgradable. It is fixed memory, it's a chip on board. And yeah, this was built too much to a budget. This was enough to be classified as a new computer back when it came out, but not a new computer that's actually good. Right now it doesn't look like there's any screws under there. So from here, I'm going to pry in a corner. Go. Pop, pop, pop. There we go. Wow, look at that. I can actually upgrade the RAM. Oh no, I cannot. See how cheap it is? They didn't even put the extra slot in there. They've got the solder on there to do it. Not sure if you bother. Over here, I'm assuming that's for more storage or for a VRAM, for a graphics chip. It doesn't exist because this chip does not generate enough power to get hot. So what I'm going to do now, funnily enough, I'll pull this tab up, disconnect here, slide this back. I feel like that's a weight that's in here. Undo that. I do need to undo here as well, because it's in a very weird and wacky way. One hard drive. All the weight of it is here. That's just a little weight. Even though the chip's here, that's all the weight right there. So, what a weird contraption. I'm going to take this out for now. I was expecting to see that soldered somewhere on the board. It is not. So what I'm putting in is just a budget Patriot burst. It's not the best or good SSD, but it is a cheap SSD, and it's larger than that. So that's purely its reason. Once I take this out and put it in here, I'm going to be able to clone the drive, or at least that's my plan. So I'm going to put this one back on, sit it there, push into here. This board wants to connect up, yep. Push down. Nope. To there. This one over here. And now I don't have a screw to put down there, nor does it have a hard drive cage, so that is a bit disappointing. Push that down. I'll put this over the top. That's where one of the screws are going right here. So this screw here did come from right here. Put that back in just for the sake of it being back. I don't think I've got any RAM to upgrade this with. What have we got here? Assumably this is a 4 gig stick of DDR3. I'm doubtful this would be DDR4. I'd be rather surprised if it is. Oh my god, we are DDR4. Let's see what I've got. That's what it is. Down there. What have I got in the pile? DDR3, 3, all 3. There's some 4. SK Hynix. What else have we got in here? A whole bunch of 4. There's another 8. We'll go with that 4. So while I'm here, I'll up it to 8 gig. Very doubtful this machine will actually utilize it, but it's going to be there. The biggest thing is this very low wattage AMD chip. Put this in on a bit of an angle. Pull down. There is a slot taken out there. That will correspond to down here. Put it in, push down, clicks into position. That's done. No further setup required there. Now if I put this bottom cover back on, I'm going to hook it over these connections over here, the I/O, input output, and then I'll squish it around. Go. And a matter of putting all those screws back in. So from here I'm going to load up a Cronus True image, connect up the old NVMe or the old eMMC SATA hard drive to an enclosure, load up a Cronus True image off a USB stick, and then proceed to clone the drive, and hopefully from there be done. All these longer screws go in at the back of the laptop, and the shorter 2 screws go in at the very front. So it's a pretty disappointing overall package, this machine, when it was released, and time has not been on its side. But hopefully this can yield a bit more storage capacity, maybe a little bit more multitasking for this particular customer, and give them a little bit more time before they upgrade from this. Anyway, that will do, and I'll see you later. Bye.